This is a poem called Me Mum's Ham. I used to call me mum mam, but never called me mam mum. It was never mam mum, but always mum mam. I'd go off for long walks with me mates. We'd go through farmers' fields and gates, and by the time I got back a donkey I could eat. So I said to me mum, "Mum, make us some spam." She says, "Of course I will, my little man. Spam sandwich it is, in just a little jiff." And she handed it to me on a plate. I took a bite in haste and said, "Wait a minute, when did spam taste like ham of late?" She said, "Well, it isn't spam, we had no spam." I said, "No spam, mum, for your little man, mum." She said, no spam, so for your mam, I'll give him ham. It's just the same and it tastes like spam." "Oh, no, it doesn't taste like spam," says your little man. "It's not the same and you're to blame. You're not the mam I know that gives me spam." "But it is like spam," she said, "only they've called it ham. Look, it's from the same tin can, so it must be spam." I said, "It's not like spam, it's ham, ma'am. So no matter how you dress it up in the same tin can, you'll never get ham to taste like spam." She said, "But it's all I have. It's ham from the same tin can. It looks like spam. Here, take it from your ma'am." "I can't do that. It isn't spam, ma'am. It's ham, even though it's from the same tin can." Now, if you won't listen to me, ask me friend here, Lee. Come on, what thinks thee? Is it spam or ham that I've got from me mum? Lee said, "Don't ask me, I just want a wetter tea. Ask Dan if your mum give you spam or ham. He'll know, he's been with us for a walk, he's famished, and he knows the difference between ham and savoury pork. So don't ask me, ask Dan. What think you, mum?" "I'll tell you what I think," said mum. "It's as good as spam. Now come on, son," she said. "You're my little man. Eat your mum's ham that tastes like spam." And again calling me by name, she said, "Our Dave, just take a taste. You'll find it quite appealing, not to waste. And if you're going to say in haste it's not your taste, I'll throw you out and take your key and offer me hammy spam to Lee." "Now, don't be hasty, Dave's mum," says Lee. "I know your David wants his tea." "But give him spam, Dave's mum," says Lee. "He knows the difference of that and ham, whether or not it's from the same tin can. He cannot eat it if it is not spam. So hold your horses, please, Dave's mum. I'll willingly stop for tea with thee. If you invite me, I'll heat ham or spam with a cuppa. Do you see?" "Right, Lee," she said, "I'll take you in for tea. Our David's as ungrateful as can be. Tell him he's not welcome. Here, we'll have ham and chips and a cup of Rosy Lee. How's that sound, me dear?" "That sounds great," says Lee. "I'd love a cuppa and chips and ham. That's very generous, Dave's mum." "Then that's settled, Lee," said Mummy. "I'll put the chip pan on. Tell Ron, Lee and John to come for tea with me, Dave's mum. Oh, and don't forget Dan, who can tell the difference between savoury pork and ham." "But what about your son? Don't he want to come for tea?" said Lee. "He'll like your chips, oh, and ham, even though he wanted spam. What do you say, hey, Dave's mum?" "Well, go on then, Lee," she said. "Fetch him down from that tree. Tell him that it's time for tea. He'll have to wash his face and hands if he's going to join us for chips and ham. And if he once tells his good old mum that the ham's not spam from the same tin can, then his mum will clobber him with the pan she cooked the chips in for the ham and send him packing to his nan's if he dares calling mum's spam ham again. So watch it, all you little men. When walking through the dale and glen, eat what you get, if just bread and jam, and be thankful for your mum's spam's ham.